Charli XCX has solidified her status as one of the most influential and boundary-pushing artists in contemporary pop music, particularly following the explosive release of her sixth studio album, Brat. That project did far more than simply chart well or gain streams, it genuinely birthed a cultural movement. The lime green aesthetic, the unapologetic party girl energy mixed with raw vulnerability, the slang that seeped into everyday internet language, and the overall ethos of embracing imperfection while still commanding attention created something people could instantly identify with and adopt as their own identity marker. Suddenly, Brat's Summer wasn't just an album cycle. It became shorthand for a specific attitude toward life, femininity, rebellion, and self-expression in the mid-2020s. Yet behind this breakthrough lies a long and often challenging journey through the music industry that Charli has navigated for well over a decade. Years of experience accumulated through multiple label deals, shifting trends, collaborations, critical reception swings, and personal artistic evolution have given her a clear-eyed perspective on how the machinery of the industry operates. She has spoken candidly about the repeated attempts by various people, executives, managers, marketers, and even some collaborators, to mold her image into something more conventionally palatable, more radio-friendly, more aligned with whatever was dominating charts at the time. These efforts often meant softening her edges, pushing her towards sounds or visuals that didn't fully represent who she was, or trying to repackage her unique voice into something safer and more marketable. Charli has resisted these pressures consistently, sometimes at the cost of mainstream breakthroughs earlier in her career, but always in service of preserving her authenticity. This accumulated wisdom and those hard-earned lessons formed the emotional and thematic backbone of her latest project, a mockumentary titled The Moment. The film cleverly explores alternate paths her career might have taken if she had yielded to those external pressures, if she had allowed herself to be reshaped, redirected, or compromised at key decision points. It functions almost like a what-if cinematic essay, blending humor, satire, self-reflection, and sharp commentary on the entertainment business. By dramatizing roads not taken, Charli invites viewers to see the real cost of artistic integrity versus commercial conformity, and how those choices accumulate over time to define an artist's legacy. The massive cultural and commercial success of Brat served as a powerful validation of Charli's long-term approach. The album connected with audiences on an unprecedented scale for her, pulling in listeners from dramatically different demographics and backgrounds than her previous work had reached. Some of these new fans truly understood the layers of irony, melancholy, hedonism, and commentary embedded in her music. They connected with the core of who she has always been as an artist. Others, however, latched onto a surface-level version, a caricature or a meme-ified interpretation that suited their own projections or social media aesthetics but missed the deeper intent. Charli has reflected on how this sudden expansion of her audience felt both exhilarating and disorienting. Reaching a wider public is the dream for most artists, yet it inevitably brings a flood of interpretations, some insightful and some wildly off-base. Being deeply understood by a portion of listeners while simultaneously being profoundly misunderstood by others creates a strange psychological tension. It can lead to moments of self-doubt, frustration, even anger. She has emphasized that this experience isn't exclusive to musicians or public figures. Anyone who undergoes a major life transition, whether professional, personal, relational, or identity-based, can encounter the same disorienting feeling of being seen through a distorted lens by the people around them. The fury that comes from being misjudged repeatedly can be overwhelming. It forces introspection. Am I communicating clearly? Am I changing too much? Or is the world simply unwilling to see me as I am? Charli has described how these moments of questioning and second-guessing can push someone toward madness if left unchecked. The beauty of her work, including The Moment, lies in confronting those feelings head-on rather than hiding from them. By turning her own career crossroads into art, she transforms personal struggle into something universal and relatable. The Moment has already begun screening in select theaters, giving early audiences a chance to experience this blend of mockumentary humor and sincere reflection. Its wider rollout is scheduled to bring the project to audiences everywhere very soon, allowing more people to engage with Charli's story on her own terms. In many ways, the mockumentary stands as both a capstone to the Brat era and a bridge to whatever comes next. An artist who has finally reached a position of power where she can dictate the narrative rather than having it dictated to her.